Hello dear traders, you are watching a weekly stock market review prepared for you by ИнстаФорекс TV channel with me, Tahmina Salomova. Slow trading, the terrorist attack in Barcelona and the confusion in President Trump's administration caused the decline in US stock indices last week. The Nasdaq index lost 0.6% and closed the week at 6,216.53. Statistics showed that it was the fourth week when the index ended in negative territory. Last time it happened in May 2016. For the Dow Jones and S&P indices, it was the second consecutive week with negative dynamics. The Dow Jones lost 0.8% in a week, falling to 21,674.51. All in all, the index declined by 1.9% over the last 2 weeks, which was the biggest drop since mid-September 2016. As for the components of the Dow Jones Index, 3 components showed a significant drop on the last day of the week. The Nike shares fell by 4.4%, Cisco Systems by 2.2%, Home Depot by 1.5%. During 5 sessions, the S&P decreased by 0.7% to 2,425.55. At the industry level, most sectors of the S&P index for the period from 14 to 18 of August showed a decline. The largest decline was registered in the conglomerate sector. The biggest increase was registered in the utility sector. The US stock indices began to decline on Thursday morning amid expectations that the conflict between the US president and business leaders in presidential advisory councils will expand due to unrest in Charlottesville and Donald Trump's comments about it. It was expected that on Thursday, Gary Cohn, the chief economic advisor to President Donald Trump and director of the National Economic Council, will retire. When it turned out that Cohn stays on his post, the US shares stopped falling. However, they went into a tall spin after a report from Barcelona. On Friday, the only positive macroeconomic news was the release of the preliminary report on the US consumer sentiment from the University of Michigan. The index rose to 97.6 in August from 93.4 in July. It was the strongest reading since January. Positive change in the US consumer sentiment and readiness of the US citizens to increase consumer activity contributed to the improvement of the economic situation and a positive trend in the labor market. Shares of Indian company Infosys, one of the largest software developers that works with online business and telecommunications enterprises, fell by 7.2% on Friday after the news about resignation of Vishal Sikka, the managing director and chief executive of the company. Weak quarterly statistics from Foot Locker, an American sportswear and footwear retailer, and Deere, the manufacturer of agriculture and road machinery, triggered a drop in the Foot Locker shares by almost 28%. This is the biggest fall since 2008, and a decline in the Deere shares by 5.4%. At the same time, the Raw Stores shares soared by 10.7% as net income and revenue of the retailer turned out to be higher than expected. You have watched the weekly stock market review on InstаФорекс TV channel. Have a nice trading. See you later.